Just like that, another NBA draft cycle is underway, and we are just a few weeks out from the college basketball season. It seems like we will once again have another stacked draft class, and I'm excited to see how these prospects pan out, especially since I think this draft class has the potential to be one of the greatest of all time. Now I know how that sounds, but just hear me out. For starters, we have to talk about these two prospects at the top, Victor Wembanyama and Scoot Henderson. Just look at the battle that they had earlier this year. Wembanyama had 37 points, 7 threes, and 5 blocks, while Henderson had 28 points and 9 assists. In that matchup, the two were putting on a prospect masterclass. From Scoot, we saw his springy first step and unreal athleticism. The part of him that makes him so dangerous is the way that he combines this with his ability to be shifty and elusive. He finesses his way around the rim and doesn't just throw himself at the basket. There's a real control and elegance that he has in playing the game. Typically with elite point guards, you don't see them have this rare combination, and I think that Scoot possessing this ability truly makes him a rare talent. Victor, well, we already know about him. He's one of one. He's literally somebody's my player demigod build if they existed in real life. No man who is as tall as he is should be able to do half the things that he can do. He can not only defend and have a paint presence, but he has the capabilities to shoot and handle the rock. I think the most underrated part of the game that he's shown is his true playmaking ability. And if he develops this part of his game, he's really going to be a dangerous player. I mean, just look at what it did for Giannis. And even though the matchup was a small sample size, I think it also speaks to the work ethic that these two guys have. Coming into this game, there were questions about Scoot's shooting ability and Victor's consistency, not only from the perimeter, but at the free throw line as well. However, they both came out and showed that they may have greatly improved in these aspects of their game. Scoot had an array of threes off the dribble, and Victor shot an impressive 7 of 11 from the 3 and 8 of 12 from the free throw line. These improvements speak to the work that these guys will put in at the NBA level. And rather than having their agent or coach talk about their work ethic, performances like this really show that these guys are about it and they're willing to put the work in. The talent that these two have alone greatly improves the quality of this draft class. And assuming no threatening injuries happen, these two will turn around someone's franchise in a heartbeat. I think where this class starts to get really scary though comes in the prospects that are after these two. It's still a little bit early, but these prospects are showing the ability to do a lot of damage when they step into the league. The draft order after 1 through 2 is a bit of a scramble, but these guys like Broderick Wilken, an athletic 6'5" prospect who can score at all 3 levels. Dereck Lively, a versatile center who can guard every position and has stretch potential. Cam Whitmore, who's just a 6'7" beast that can take anyone off the drive, and he's got highlight reel potential. Then you have Nick Smith and Keontae George, who both have potential to be dangerous scorers at the next level. And that's not taking into account the athletic playmaking duo and the Thompson twins. The floor of these prospects toward the top is very high, and this seems like a trend that has only been on the rise in recent years. I mean, I just look at the draft classes of the years past that have steadily brought in more talent. Some guys like LaMelo, Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham, Scotty Barnes, Evan Mobley, and even Paulo in last year's class. There have been a lot more high-value players and hidden gems these past few years, and I expect this draft to follow that same formula. Now, some of these prospects we have only seen in the high school and a little bit of international play, but throughout the season I am expecting some of these prospects to bloom and add more to their games. I look at some of the other drafts across history and that sit atop the mountain, and I don't think it's far-fetched that this class could make its way up there. The 1996 draft class was loaded with all-time greats, and that might be hard to eclipse. But a class that is highly regarded like the 2003 draft class had 4 multiple-time All-Stars and All-NBA players in LeBron, Carmelo, D-Wade, and Chris Bosh. Those are hard footsteps to follow, but they already have 2 players in Scoot and Victor that are projected to fulfill at least 2 of these roles. And you look at the type of players who become the best in the league, it's players who can shoot the ball and score in a unique variety of ways. Those who can get out in transition and make plays for others. And those who can defend at a high level and make an impact on the offensive side of the ball. This draft doesn't just have one player who fits into these archetypical categories, but it seems to have multiple that fit into each. Inevitably, some of these players will drop, but it's also equally as likely that we will see some prospects rise by the end of the year. And we may even see some guys who aren't even in the lottery be talked about in the top 10 or even the top 5. This class seems to have a lot of guys with high work ethics, and that certainly lays the groundwork for there to be a few more guys alongside Victor and Scoot who could be some of the best players in the league one day. Another reason I think why we could see a lot of these players boom when they get to the league is that the NBA is about to have a whole generation of stars retire. Players like LeBron and Chris Paul will be 38 years old by the time the NBA crowns a new champion. And stars like Steph, KD, Harden, Butler, and Draymond will be further into their mid-30s by the time the next season rolls around. 3 to 4 years from now, when these rooks and younger stars start to reach their peaks, these older stars will be retiring or close to it, as sad as it may be. This draft could have an effect similar to 2003, where it injects some young life after old stars retire. The one thing that does concern me right now is it seems we have a good bit of prospects who might miss an early part of the season, such as Broderick Wilken, who has a fractured foot, and Cam Whitmore, who has a fractured finger. But overall, I think that the top players of Victor and Scoot front row this class. But when the NCAA season comes around, more of these stars will get the recognition that they deserve, and the true power of this class will be revealed. If even just a handful of these players maximize their potential, I think we'll be talking about this class for a long time. I'm curious to know what you guys think, so let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree. If you guys liked the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. There's more coming from the League Bound group, so stay tuned. And I'm Brandon, and I'll see you guys next time.